I just want to go over the basics of the test. 4 sections, 4 hours. You may know this, you may not. Do stop me if I'm repeating stuff you already know, but this is important to know, so I wanted to make sure to include it.
Yeah. And this section are with the same order?
Yes, they are in this order.
Okay.
However, it's not necessarily that each one is 1 hour. They can vary in length. So we'll see a little
Yeah,
bit
I
more.
saw that. And how does that work? Like from one exam it will be like 60 minutes and another exam it will be 60 minutes, or how does it work? I
Yeah,
saw
so
it says this is like the reading, or I can't remember. It's from 60 to 80 minutes. So I don't know how does this work?
yeah, exactly. So let me see if I have the list right here. Yeah, so 60 to 80 minutes or 60 to 90. The speaking and the writing, they don't change. The reason for this is that, well, first of all, you won't know ahead of time.
Okay.
So you can't plan, I know I'm going to have an 80-minute reading section.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, sometimes they will throw in questions that will not count toward your total points. They're
Mm-hmm.
kind of test questions for future tests that they are going to create.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you won't know which ones those are.
Yeah, it's typical, like it was the same in the GMAT, and they even took like another course, like it's a PMP. It was they do the same thing, like they will just
Yeah.
throw like experimental questions that you won't know, but they won't count against your score. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like that, and yeah, of course, they won't tell you which ones they are.
Yeah.
So. And then the writing is 50 minutes long, and speaking about 20. So it doesn't quite add up to 2 hours there, right? So you'll spend more time on those reading and listening sections anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but more or less 4 sections, 4 hours, and you have a 10-minute break in between like reading and listening, or listening and speaking. You'll have a
Yeah.
10-minute break. Um, okay. So we'll talk about what an integrated task is, but basically the test the whole goal is, can you understand and communicate in English, right? That's always what they're trying to find out. And we'll come back to that later, but it's a different goal than what you might get on the GMAT, which is a little bit more testing your logical abilities, testing your uh, GRE, for instance, is extremely intense on vocabulary. GMAT is intense on grammar. But the TOEFL isn't saying, do you know what a past participle is? It's not testing your grammar, and it doesn't have questions like the GMAT does, where the GMAT might ask you to sort of revise a sentence or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, Instead, it wants to know if you can communicate, right?
Yeah.
Um, with integrated tasks, what that means, sorry, I keep trying to underline it. Where's my pen? With integrated tasks, that means that you need to combine skills. Just like when you're hear a lecture from the teacher, and then you have to go home and read something related to that lecture. And then you have to write a paper, learn it, using what you heard, using what you read, and then you have to write in response, right? You're not just speaking or reading in isolation. Um, so that's what integrated tasks means, that they're going to combine those skills in some of these tasks.
And when you're saying where is this is a general thing for the test, or it is under the specific section, this integrated tasks concept?
It is, and we'll definitely get into that today, but it happens in the writing section, it happens in the listening section. It doesn't happen as much in the reading section, and speaking, yes and no. So pretty much all sections except for reading, you're going to get tasks that sort of combine different skills. Reading, you're just reading, so that's nice because you can focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the test is administered on the internet. You're probably used to that after the GMAT. I'm gonna definitely encourage you to do the practice tests that come with um, the disc included in your TOEFL book.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really, really important to know the interface and to not have to worry about, how to get around it and to sort of imitate completely that experience. So I don't really want to
I,
do practice tests
I
on
think we have four of them, right?
Yes, you
Uh,
have four tests in your fifth edition. I have three. We're probably going to go through about three.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. But like, um, in addition to what we'll be going through in our course, like I'm planning, like before the test that probably I'll be doing the four of them.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Like it's very important to not to worry about the format and how you choose the answers and how the test is structured at the test day. For sure, you need to not
Yeah.
to worry about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then for instance, when you start the reading section, you will see sort of four paragraphs of instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you want to read that when you're practicing. You want to read it maybe a few times, but then you don't want to be reading that on the day of the test.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure to do that. Memorize them more or less, as in, become familiar with them.
Yeah.
Other basic things you need to know, include that you can take notes. You'll be given sort of paper to take notes on throughout the test, and this is probably going to be really useful. They are going to take your notes and they are going to destroy them after
Yeah.
the test. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Um, for the speaking section, you're going to be given noise canceling headphones that have a microphone incorporated into them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and humans will be the ones listening to this, right? So again, it's about, can you communicate in English? They're just going to be seeing, do I understand what you're saying? Does it make sense? Does it respond to the question? Um, and then for the writing section, you're going to type your responses, obviously. So make sure to, I think most people these days don't really have this issue, but, make sure your typing skills are up to grade. I'm sure that they are since you're an
Yeah.
engineer. But when you're practicing, type your responses.
Yeah.
It doesn't, you want to imitate what the test is actually like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions so far?
Oh no, you're good.
Okay. So we've already seen this, and let's maybe not spend too much time on this right now, because I'm going to dig into the structure of each section here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.